was a direct hit by a tornado, brick all over their yard. I'm like, this is unbelievable. And I could not bring myself to turn around and look up.
Yeah, he just walked back into the house and was like, our house is gone. And I'm like, what?
Welcome back to the Easterner Podcast. I'm back with my wife, Jack. So we thought we'd just kind of make this one kind of an update of what's going on with our lives, why we haven't had a podcast in a few months. Let's just get into it.
Insurance sucks.
It shouldn't suck. I'll tell you right now, insurance is a scam. There's one company in particular, like I said, I'm not going to say names, but if you guys have this company for your home insurance, I highly recommend you don't. There's a bunch of insurance companies out there, There's snakes and there's farms. So, if you've ever been to a snake farm, I probably would never go to a snake farm because you can get bit.
Very badly.
Anyway, it's your choice. And it's a choice of a new generation. So basically, after our last podcast, quite literally after, we filmed with Jerome. So if you haven't checked that podcast out, check it out. He's a tour manager for Breaking Benjamin and Seether. We couldn't say Seether at the time, but that has been announced now. He's also the manager for Memphis Mayfire, Keith Wallen, and this guy does so much. And it's really cool to hear the backtrack. So if you're a fan of music, live music, all that kind of stuff, the last podcast you should definitely go check out. So basically, we filmed that Saturday night. And then I don't think the podcast actually dropped till about mid-July.
Yeah, we had pulled off for a while.
Yeah, so date-wise, June 24th is when we actually filmed the podcast. Our kids, luckily, were not home. They were at my mom's house. That way we can hang out with our friends, and he brought his friend Dare with him and stuff. And we just had some drinks and hung out and talked all night and all that kind of things and had a good time. So the next morning, which would be the 25th of June, I woke up, I made us all scrambled eggs and, omelet form and just a big, huge breakfast spread. And it was gorgeous outside, beautiful sunny day. And we made Jackie get up early.
Which sucked.
To eat breakfast with us.
Yeah.
And then midday, probably around like noon to 2, my time frame may be a little off on that. They went to the airport to fly home because obviously both of them were not from here. So after recap, did the podcast. The next morning they leave. 4 o'clock rolls around to get a severe weather alert. And I wake up Jackie because since we made her get up early, she went to go take a recovery nap midway through the day. And I heard the alarm and I was like, okay, well, storms are coming through. And Indiana has been bashed with storms. We just had huge tornadoes blow through like in March or April or whatever that.
It was March, I believe.
Yeah. We were actually in San Antonio when they hit. So no one here had power or, internet. So we're like calling people. This is what the radar's saying now. Take cover over here. And it was brutal, very stressful.
Yeah.
So that's been this whole summer. It's been really bad. We have a walkout balcony in our bedroom.
Oh.
And Jackie gets up. We walk outside. And how did you describe the sky?
Like rolling thunder wind.
But like continuous.
Yes.
We decided that, hey, it's actually looking really rough. Let's go downstairs. So we don't have a basement in our home. Precursor to that, because we would have definitely been in the basement. But we have a movie theater, and it's actually directly below our bedroom. So pretty much right where we were standing. And then you go down about 4 to 5 steps into the movie theater. So
it's our lowest floor.
Yeah, and it's also a slab in that spot.
Yeah.
Since then, for those who don't know, if you do not have a basement, we have been edumacated, and our education has told us that staircases.
Under a staircase.
That's the strongest part in your home, is under a staircase. So we went to the movie theater, and honestly, too, with the amount of storms we've had, I thought another bad storm. Let's just go watch movies until the internet goes.
Yeah, I got all of our blankets and pillows and brought them down while you were still up on the balcony to get us ready for some movie watching.
Yeah, let's watch movies and milk the hangover and just kind of
Yeah.
Just kind of chill out.
Have a lazy day.
Yeah. So I'm in the movie theater at this point, and then you go get water.
Mm-hmm.
So you go walk out. For those who are watching, I'll kind of diagram with my hands. You walk out of the movie theater, and then you go into the kitchen past the living room. So it's not terribly too far, but it is a little bit of a, like, it's a little kind of a maze-ish situation, especially when you go behind the counter for the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's all open concept. The window was open for some reason.
Yeah, our curtains that we usually keep closed were open for some weird reason. I don't know.
Maybe because
the
they were
kids.
over, or the kids, or
Who knows?
so you look outside, right? And like, because let's back up a little bit. Was not windy
No wind
at all.
It was, other than the clouds being like really interesting looking, it was pretty sunny and clear skies.
Yeah.
Other than what
the
other clouds and
yeah.
what we were hearing.
You look out the window and the trees just go flat, right?
Yeah, like the wind started to pick up, and I was like, "Oh, here!" I announced to Adam, like, "Here comes the wind." Like that, maybe that's what we were hearing. Like, oh, finally, it's reaching us.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, they just go flat, and I just take off running. Like it was the creepiest thing ever. I'm like, I'm gonna die.
It was a movie,
die.
dude. It was a movie because you came in and you ran and you just straight up like dive like you're coming into a pool. Like you just straight up pool dive into the movie theater. And about right when you hit the air, that's when the front door blast open and the twister came through. So there's a little bit of like a farmish horse land right next to us. And tornadoes, they obviously it's better if they don't have any obstructions in the way. That's how they get momentum. So it fully formed in the field right next to the house. And then it came through and actually just hit the corner of the house right where we were standing on the balcony outside.
And the room that we were hiding in.
Like 2 minutes. Yeah. And the theater room but it's below it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she hits the air. So as you're jumping through the air, the house goes, just ties in and then boom, man, just like a fucking tornado. Right.
Yeah.
So I put myself on top of Jackie cause I'm all heroic. and we're just both
looking at it. Yeah, I was like, we're gonna die. Might as well see how we die.
Yeah. So like I'm looking behind me and then Jackie's looking through my arms and we're just kind of like staring at it. And so we talked about this 100 times now, but like to me, it reminded me of the movie Twister and how like I always thought that movie was total bullshit for like the way that it looks inside or whatever. That's what the house looked like. It was like brown debris, just like the fucking movie. So, anyway, for those who have ever been through a tornado, Godspeed to you. No pun intended. And, it's over as soon as it happens. So like,
I didn't know you got up.
I'm from Nebraska.
You got out, you got up and like me and my brain and what I just saw and like how it happened and all the whole shock value of it all. It's like, we got no fucking warning. Don't go out there. And he's all like, I have to go see.
No, I was like, it's gone.
And
it's
I'm
gone.
like, it could come back.
I was like,
don't go.
No, like, dude, it's from my experience, which I'm not an expert by any means. Obviously, we were hiding in the movie theater, right? We now know the staircase is the best spot. Dude, once the momentum of them come through, they're traveling on. They can come back. They can sway back. But at the same time, like, you're more likely going to get hit by another one than you are the same one. And so I don't know if there's science to back me up on there, but that's all all I've ever seen in any movie or whatever, that they're not just coming back and forth and just double taking it on. That's why you see all the white trash people like, come on, take the bucket. And they're on the,
yeah, that video.
tons of freaking debris everywhere. So I immediately walk outside and I have my phone in my hand and I'm calling my mom to tell her, hey, we just got hit by a tornado and the kids get down and, get coverage now. They were a town away, but close enough. And I was like, we just got blasted. And our neighbor across the street had like 8 or 10 40-year-old.
I think it was like 4, but all the trees.
No, he had like 10 trees over there.
Really?
Yeah, there was a bunch. Because his name is Ken, and we were talking about he was devastated. They bought the house kind of based upon even the trees. Which, fun fact about insurance, they do not cover trees. So look in your policies
Unless
about
it
that.
falls on your house, right?
But then they cover to remove the tree, but then not remove the tree.
Yeah.
Remove the tree from the house, and then it's your deal. But they don't replace the trees. And I had no idea about that either. Like I said, we're young. This is our first home. like most of you guys listening, I'm sure, are not aware of all these things. So we are 100% going to have a full-blown in-depth podcast with our GC. His name is Cody. He works with Reese Restoration and roofs, and they did our roof and everything. But Cody's been with us the entire time.
What's a GC?
General contractor.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. For those who are just watching. So yeah, no, we're gonna have Cody come. We've talked to him about it, how to clear with this company. We're gonna get into it and really talk about steps you take, because once this happens to you, you're just like standing there going, how? But before I get ahead of myself, let me go back. I walk out the front door, and the neighbor's trees, these gorgeous, huge trees, are just all over the road. Everywhere down. We'll throw some pictures up. So definitely watch this one or check it out on your own time, or come back to it again if you're interested in seeing these photos. But here are some of the tree photos, like the down the road. But the main thing is, I look to the left and there's white brick. So we have a white brick home, and there's white brick all over the yard. And I immediately was like, the whole upstairs is gone. Our house is gone. It's gone. I mean, it was a direct hit by a tornado, brick all over the yard. I'm like, this is unbelievable. And I could not bring myself to turn around and look up.
Yeah, he just walked back into the house and was like, our house is gone. And I'm like, what? Like, still like in my spot, freaking the fuck out. Like,
yeah, you were still actually on the ground, like hurtled.
Yeah,
at this point.
Still like I couldn't move.
I went outside. I pet the neighbor's dog. I was skipping through the debris.
He was having a mental breakdown of laughter and.
Oh, I was laughing my ass off. It was hilarious because I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" Like,
we're like, our life is over.
Well, I just dumped I dumped my entire life. Yeah, we were alive, right? And that was the thing too. Immediately, I'm super proud. So, okay, one of my most jacked up favorite stupid documentaries ever is The Abducted in Plain Sight.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, the guy that is abducting their daughter later on in this, if you haven't watched this documentary, check it out. It is unbelievable how stupid this family is. But in this one, the Chomo dude in there burns down his business. And the little girl, I remember her just sitting there going, it didn't matter. I just remember my dad wrapping his arms around me, around all of us as a family, saying, let it burn, let it burn. There's nothing else I need in the world but this right here, like this family right here. And God, man, I'm super proud. Just as a man, I'm super proud to go, I had my head on immediately as soon as this happened, because I was like, it's just stuff. We're alive. The kids aren't here. Thank God the kids weren't here. We almost died. We didn't though, because the kids weren't here.
Yeah, imagine trying to move your children into safety when you have no warning at all, period, whatsoever. No
and they
sirens.
backtalk you 24/7.
And you call them like, hey,
What?
get downstairs. What?
What? What?
Why? Why should we?
Hey, huh? God, if you have teenagers, when I say your name, just start walking. Just start walking. Start going. Okay, there's reason. Twisters. Okay? Sit down and watch Helen Hunt's forehead. Twisters. Okay, this is a thing, all right? So, okay. All right. So, here's the best part about it all. I'm out there laughing. We're walking around. In those moments, you realize what means the most to you stuff-wise. Obviously, we've already clarified that family is first. Jackie being, you were the only one there. Number one, I'm going to put myself on top of you. Like, man, I can't tell you, like when I talking about it right now, I don't think I've ever actually articulated it out loud, but I have definitely thought about it. I'm fucking stoked with myself.
That you actually did it.
Yeah. Cause it's like, you never know. Like you never know. You see the videos of like the guys with their wives, and then the guy comes up with a gun, and the guy's like, whoa, and he just takes off running.
Yeah.
Leaves the chick there. Fight or flight, man. Like who knows? But I mean, no, in that moment I was like, yeah, whatever. It's all expendable except for you guys, So, anyway, little pat on my own back there for being a man.
Yeah. Thank you for saving my life from the debris.
I was going to kick that tornado's ass, babe. I even went out there like, you better walk away.
Yeah. You better not come back.
I weigh a lot of pounds. You can't lift this up. So anyway, son. So I basically, I realized that this room, this right here, I have a bunch of DVD collectors downstairs in the movie theater that I thought we'd care about. We used to joke all the time when we were kids about like, if we break up, how are we going to split up the DVD collection? We still have like 900 DVDs, like, because the internet goes, you guys knock that and you make fun of collecting DVDs. I've had a bunch of friends come over and go, why do you still have all these DVDs? We got rid of them in the garage sale. Okay, well, guess what? When the internet goes down and we have we have electricity still, we can still play DVDs and watch seasons.
Hell yeah.
Suck it.
Us.
So anyway, no, none of that mattered. The only thing that mattered for me, and I'm sure I want to hear what your thought was. The only thing that mattered for me was this room. Like in particular, I have all my signed stuff, all my guitars, but in particular, I have memory cards. Memory cards for the Waverly trip we just on. I just filmed Hell City. You know, that's still in the works. I'm still working on Hell City. But the Salt House documentary, invaluable stuff. You can't get back out. My laptop, all of it. And I know it's all replaceable, but those moments, the immortality of what's captured on those memory cards. If you told me go in the house and pick up one thing, memory cards, 100%, just the future projects. I can get a new computer and all that stuff, but my God, I was terrified. So in that moment of not wanting to look back, I look back on it now and understand it's because of this room. I didn't want this room to be gone. And now I hate that this room is in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, yeah. And it's on like the edge of
It's
the
like,
house.
yeah.
So.
Luckily, wind goes this way, so it has to go through the entire house before it gets over here, right?
Yeah.
Right. You would probably be like photo albums, right?
Yeah, but I can't even tell you where they are right now in my brain.
They're in the closet upstairs once again, in the other living room, where all the games are. That's where all the photos are.
See.
All right, so let me ask you guys this question. So comment down below if you're watching this on the YouTubes. Do you guys still print off photos? I feel like we really suck at that nowadays.
That's why it would be hard for me to think about that, like in that moment, because I was like, oh, I have my phone.
Yeah, but the thing is like we live in the dark ages. You realize that, right?
I
like
know.
One day if they kill the phones,
Look me up.
it's the same argument I just made for the DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I feel bad because we have a lot more printed off of our son Christian than we do Nora. Like, I don't think we really have anything really printed off of Nora.
Yeah, probably not.
So
Unless they were like
Parents of the Year.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, I
don't think
I ever thought about stuff, really. I think it was just more like, you said the house was gone. I hadn't left that area yet. And then that's what I was worried about, just our home being gone.
Yeah.
And then when I got out and realized that the house isn't gone, I was like, oh, thank God we have a place to live.
Right. Well, and that is the thing too. A lot of people have asked us, are you still able to live there? Yes. We still have even internet. Like, it was down for like 5 days or so. So I spent the first few days sleeping with a gun on my chest, alone on the couch by candlelight. And I was like, I hit everyone up. I'm like, do not come in the house. Okay, let's get into this real quick, motherfuckers. So if you're in Center Grove and you don't know us, but you're watching this and you were one of these people, I'm talking to you. This is something we have done multiple times in our life, and I 100% will own it and say that we've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
Something bad happens. Let's go drive by that house and check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Velveeta, get in the truck and let's go look at the damage. When you've been, I can't say the R word, R-worded by nature, by the finger of God, has touched you in places you never wanted him to touch by a tornado, then you have every single person driving by super slow with their phones out, looking at you, putting you on Facebook Live, taking photos, and you're on the yard surrounded by the brick of the home that you provided for your family, standing there going, this is us. It's like pouring salt on a gunshot wound. It was brutal. Our neighbor over here, one of the neighbors, I can't remember which one now, even their daughter started yelling at, like, people started getting in fights with people driving by. Luckily, the cops got smart, started closing it off. My mind goes, hey, this is Center Grove. There's a bunch of houses over here that are really, really nice. There's all kinds of evidence of who's there. Guaranteed, most insurance companies should, ours didn't offer, should put you into a place like a hotel during the event. So your house is empty. Empty nest. Let's go. You're advertising. National, no alarm systems, no nothing. So then you just have empty homes free for the taking. Not this one, motherfuckers. Like, I don't care. I was like military up in here.
Yeah.
No. And we don't even really have anything, but I have what I have. And no, I was guarding my memory cards. So
No
anyway,
one would even touch those.
so here's the two worst parts about this whole situation, in my opinion. The tornado comes, hits. We're finally outside. Jackie's finally outside with me looking at the brick. We realize our home isn't completely gone. And the alarm sounds.
Yeah, it finally goes off.
After the tornado. Now, remember Twister again? What was the point of that movie?
To get better alarm systems.
Yeah, to make a more efficient alarm system. And how old is that fucking movie?
Like 20
Judge's
something?
ruling? Yes, that huge forehead on Helen Hunt didn't have wrinkles yet. So it 100% an old fucking movie. I watched it when I was a kid. Why the fuck? The fire station is like literally right by our home.
Yeah.
You can't even hear the
I
alarms.
think they even watched it. They
Yeah.
watched it.
Look at that thing
They're
right
like, oh
there.
yeah, we saw it coming. That's why they like,
Jimmy, did you push the alarm button?
they basically were in our area before the alarm went off.
Yeah.
Because
I heard
they
their
were right
truck
there.
sirens before I heard the fire or the tornado alarm.
Yeah. But
Or
hey,
siren
at
or
least
whatever
that
it's called.
one warned the people down the road.
That were getting hit. The tornado came down and ripped all the way through the whole complex next to us. Okay. And then the other bad thing for me was it was my birthday the next day. And we had a big pool party planned and all that stuff.
We had literally just put so much effort into our
couple grand of like rocks and lights and so things outside.
Yeah, into our
that
pool
were completely
area.
gone. It's awesome.
Like literally, we just went shopping for all that, and then
The day before, actually, right before Jerome got there.
yeah, then it was just all gone. All of it was gone.
Dude, the pool cover on our pool was like 800 feet over here, like clear up in the trees.
Yeah, that was
The
wild.
whole ridge of the roof was ripped off. Ultimately, we have over $1 million estimated in damages, and it's continuing to count. So it's almost a total loss, but without it being a total loss.
It was just so weird.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't build this. That's the scam of insurance companies, dudes. You can't build this home for what they say you can build it for. Well, this Fiji water here, yeah, I bet I could make this bottle for 10 cents, probably 10 cents of plastic. And the water purified, just use your sink, tap water should be good enough. They're like, no, I bought Fiji water. They're like, no, we don't care. It's all good.
Yeah, if we're not gonna pay for the Fiji, we'll pay for the tap.
The estimated to fix the ceilings from all the pops and nail holes and all that stuff was like $27,000 or some shit. They're like, here's $6,000, and we're like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, are people are so naive to be like 100%.
At least like
Thank you for $6,000. I
they're
can't.
hopefully, yeah, that's what they're hoping for. People are just like, oh my god, I didn't expect to get any help. This is enough. Thank you.
You know,
No.
you know what I think they're hoping for, really? For us to quit, give up.
Yeah, we ain't. We're stubborn.
Yeah, they fucked with the wrong bowl, dude.
Yeah.
Because 100%, man, we had an agent already. It's already been switched agents. Now we have a new agent. And our last agent was like, oh, I totally turned that in. This got approved. New agent comes in. He never turned in any of the estimates. It's a full-time job. It's a full-time job. I've had some friendships even kind of go sour because of my lack of attention or being there.
Yeah, being at the shop.
Yeah. And, there's been some big changes. We've had a lot of artists leave this year, going from like years of having no one leave. Megan got married. Felipe left a while ago to go help his buddy's shop. Chase has one more week. I don't know when this podcast is going to air. I think after the Friday 13th party. So I think the next Monday is when this is going to drop. So Chase was my apprentice there for 4 years. Corey was there for about 7 years almost, and he left. But we have like 3 new artists. So like it's the best time in the shop. So there's so many things good happening right now.
But it still stings a little bit.
Yeah, it stings, man. It's like, well, you're not around. Like, dude, you guys have no one has any idea. And it's also like, you can't convey it because you just seem, listen, guys, I want to precursor this whole situation too, which I think is bullshit. I even have to, but just in case, by us saying we have a problem doesn't take away from other people's problems or have any kind of comparison in there. There are people who got hit by the tornado we mentioned the first time back in the spring
Yeah.
who still don't have homes, leveled out, still battling the same insurance company. Actually, I think there's a action lawsuit or whatever it's called that's going to happen on these guys. You know, they also just pulled out of California completely and Florida completely, which blows my mind. You know,
It's fishy.
there's a bunch of things going on, guys. I mean, there really is. And there's a lot of great things happening. And honestly, in the end of the day, it's a blessing and we're alive. Something really funny I want to talk about, though, that I think is hilarious about the day that the tornado hit. But before that, let's do Jack's Facts. What? You don't want to do Jack's Facts?
It's time for Jack's Facts.
Did you know that lightning kills and injures more people than tornadoes and hurricanes do? Now I have something else to be fearful of. Great. Did you know that there's an average of 16 million thunderstorms that happen per year? And I feel like most of those happen right after we got hit by that tornado. Fun. Did you know that America is the tornado capital of the world? Most of these tornadoes happen between 3 and 7 p.m., with its peak being 5 p.m. So keep an eye out.
Okay, the funniest part of all of it is every time there's a national tragedy, every time there's a big, huge thing happening, the news stations swarm in with their little vans and like a Scream movie or some shit, right? And they look for Velveeta.
And Cletus.
They look for the worst trailer park looking people they could possibly find. The ones with the hair rollers and mama, ain't nobody got time for that. Man, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husbands, all that stuff. Well, in Center Grove, the area we live in, hi.
That's us.
I guess we are the white trash of the area, which is awesome. So the one lady came up and I was like, yeah, you remember how like the news stations like come up with like jingles, like people make like rap songs off of them and stuff. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, if I go on your news thing, which I'm down to do, I said, I want to be made into that. And she said, yeah, let's go. So we did it. So I'm on one news station. I don't know if it was like CNN or whatever the hell it was.
I don't know.
I did 5. I was on 5 different news stations. Enough that people around here like still come up to me and go, "So you on the news, man? How's the house?" I'm like, "Oh, great. Which one was it?" Because I started playing games with different news ones. I was being a different character every different time I was interviewed. And the last one, I was really sincere, and I gave a heartfelt message to my fellow neighbors and the fellow community. I was like, "Hey, it's just stuff. We have insurance. Nobody died." Found out after that interview. Literally right when he was like, and cut. Actually, someone did die. I'm like, and you couldn't have said that mid thing? Thanks, cool. I didn't know someone actually like passed away. So, you know, God rest their soul. Like, damn, man. But at one point I was like, man, house died today. It's White House going to be painted black. Got to paint the house black. Tornado came on through here. It's all good. We're alive. And then the next one I was walking her through and I was like, it was like a movie because I knew my dad would read that article or see that video of or Adam Stoner says it was like a movie. And I knew my dad would look at it and be like, of course Adam said it was like a movie. And I was laughing so hard. So I did that to you, Dad, if you're watching this. I laughed so hard when that one actually came out because the title of it was Stoner Said It Was Just Like the Movies. And I was like, yes. So this is amazing. I said, it did exactly what I wanted. Cause I just knew that would be, funny because being so dramatic like we are,
Yeah.
it was like a movie cause it was. Jackie dived in like Kristen Dunst. Who is it? Is that the Twilight chick? Kristen Dunst?
No, I don't. What is her name?
Kristen Stewart.
Stewart.
Like Kristen Stewart dived into bad acting. Jackie dived right in. Here, take 2. Jackie dived into the movie theater like Kristen Stewart dived into bad acting. Yeah, I don't like any of this. Yeah. Cut. That's what's been going on, really. Like ultimately, it's been hell. We still don't have a pool. To this day, it's green and full of frogs and snakes now.
And now snakes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
I didn't know we'd have a pond. That's cool.
We do have a pond. I'm surprised fish just haven't appeared.
It just started spawning.
For real. Like, you never know. Could happen.
I'm hoping because we had a big pool chest. That's what they call it, right? Chest.
Yeah,
Big,
probably.
Yeah, big pool chest. And it was full of all the chemicals and all that shit, right? I'm hoping that all the chlorine chemicals and stuff for the pool all went into the water because the whole thing's in the water. The pool's full of debris. It's awful. Now you've got these frogs. And I want battle toads.
Oh, like mutated
Or Ninja
frogs.
Turtles or some shit. Just like the movies, man. I want
Just like the
just like the movies, dude. What else is new, man? Any other updates with
I wanted to throw in here like the PTSD of it all.
Should we name this episode PTSD?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
Yeah, let's do PTSD, but we'll do P and then the T will be a
Twist.
tornado.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See the art. Forming a plan.
It's very real. I haven't experienced it in like this format. It's a totally different type of PTSD. Every freaking storm, and we got a lot.
Yo, man.
We had a whole bunch after we got hit by that tornado. It felt like nonstop, like for months.
It was. And to add on that too, just a precursor, where our bedroom is. Remember, that's where the twister hit. That's one of the peaks where all the brick blew out the building. Because what happened when the door blew open, the pressure from the tornado hitting the house went up through the house, up through our attic accesses, and blew the brick off the house. That's what happened. It didn't rip it off. It blew it off the house. So we've had tarps. We're still tarped.
Yeah, we're still tarped
Right
up.
now, we're still fucking tarped.
It's
On both
October.
peaks. Yeah, it's October. Yeah. And we still haven't heard an answer about the brick with insurance.
Yeah, we
Because-
barely just got a roof.
Yeah. Last week we got a roof, and then half of those roofer guys messed up half the things on the roof and tore the yard up and broke screens. And it's like, I swear to God, dude, every step of the way. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like jump into
that's
that.
part of the PTSD
God,
thing,
man. Well, yeah, now I have PTSD now with having people fucking do their damn job. Like nobody wants to do their job. I've got some killer guys lined up. I got a huge faith in my guys, and I plan on talking about everything. I think we're even going to do like an MTV Cribs when this house is redone. But don't worry, we're going to be getting into more of that later. But yeah, so the storms, you're not lying, they were relentless. And it was night after night after night. And I don't think I've ever felt more old in my entire life watching radars every single second of my life.
Oh, I downloaded like all of them. I
Dude,
did.
every time. So like, it'll still happen. I still have PTSD.
Yeah. It just the storms have stopped.
No, I'm talking
And,
about when
like,
an
calm
airplane flies over the house.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
The wind blows a little bit and like the tarp moves.
Dude. Yeah, the tarp, because when the tarp's on your house, it sounds like thunder. Mm-hmm. So the other day it was just a little windy out.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Even today it's colder. Like we've definitely hit early winter. It'll be summer again, I think probably tomorrow, but it's like gray and 40 degrees right now. And I looked at the skies and it's like rolling gray skies. And I used to adore that creepy. I love storms, man. I loved them. Really, when it comes down to it, is like you think you've got. You really do. You think I got the house. I did that. The American dream complete. I did this. I got this. It's an illusion. Nothing's ever certain.
Yeah.
And I think the sooner we learn that sad lesson, I think the happier we're all actually going to be. I tattooed soldiers and police officers and all kinds of people, victims, people who've suffered PTSD like my entire career.
Yeah.
I've never really understood it completely. I know what it is. I'm not stupid,
Yeah.
right? Like everyone knows what it is. But until you have it, it really does push you.
Yeah. Like I went or have gone nights where I don't sleep at all because there's a storm. And especially what really freaks me out is the night storms because like say a tornado does come. I'm not going to be able to see it the way that I saw it that day It was daylight. It was sunny.
The chance of you seeing it like you saw it that day ever again, though.
But like, at least I had a warning of seeing the trees. Like, we look out our window, like we're not like near a big.
Your PTSD, if you were caught in the kitchen or I didn't wake you up, say I was like, oh, it's just a storm, I'll keep letting her sleep. And I didn't wake you up and the tornado hit and you woke up from there, I think you probably would have just died in bed.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like,
I probably would have.
There's been times where, because I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. It's been hard. It's been hard on our marriage. A lot of this has been very difficult. Like, there's been part of me where I've gotten even angry a couple times with you going, I was there. I was in the same storm you were, dude. We went through the same thing. Why are you acting like that? It just hits people differently. You're already a helicopter mom anyway. But then it's like you were adding this like stress of tornadoes and twisters on these kids. And I'm like, they weren't here. We don't have to check their lives up. You know what I mean?
My brain, I'm like, I know how they are. They're not going to fucking move their ass. Like,
yeah, but you're going to paralyze them. So then
I'm like, I was like, they need to sleep with shoes next to their bed because say a tornado does happen and it hits us and then there's debris and they don't have shoes on and then their feet are going to get cut up. Like, that's how my brain works.
Yeah, the PTSD is real.
It's like hindered. I feel like a lot of what had planned to do, want to do, are doing, because like, yes, the tornado happened. It was awful. We lived. It messed us up mentally, and then it's still fucking with us because our house is still like doesn't feel secure. It's still not secure.
We're tarped.
Yeah, we don't feel like completely safe yet.
No, and I think too, it's like, well, we should go on vacation and get out of here.
Then we're gonna worry about
the
house.
last time we were on vacation, though. Tornadoes hit or Whiteland, Indiana, which is a town over, and destroyed a whole bunch of homes. Mm-hmm. And we had to help everybody, and that's the last vacation we don't. I work so much, we don't really take vacations.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my god, like I don't want to leave, man. It's like it's been
worry.
Yeah, I've definitely felt myself close in a little bit. I'm just trying to do the best. We're human, man. We're human. And ultimately, I just want to say thank you again for being patient with these podcasts, not coming out regularly like this. I do plan on getting back on it. I am so far behind on all my projects. I wanted the Salt House documentary to come out on Halloween. At this rate, next Halloween is probably what I'm going to aim for. I want it to be Halloween. I know if it gets done, I might just drop it.
I think you should.
Well, because ghosts happen all the time,
Yeah.
but I was really wanting a Halloween release.
Like special kind of
But
thing.
the Hellions documentary is so close. I'm just now in the process. I need to write music, but I've just got this thing. It's too much. This year, I bit off way more than I can chew with all the projects.
Well, it wouldn't have been way
I know.
more if
This tornado didn't happen. It's a full-time job, guys. It's a full-time job, 100%. Like when we get done filming this podcast, I'm actually going to text my brick guy because he never sent me pictures of the gates that he needed to finish the quote to try to see if we can even just spend our own money to get it fixed before the winter. Because at this point, with everyone's schedules, we're probably looking at going into the winter with just tarps on the house. But you can't do certain things outside while it's cold.
Yep.
So our windows are shrinking and the insurance company is going, we need more time. We need more time. Listen, I don't care. Our brick on this house is imported from Italy, it turns out. Italy. Normal brick is 70 cents per brick. Our brick is $6 per brick. And there's 42,500 bricks on this house. Do that math. Listen, guys, not my fault. You guys said you would insure us without coming out and taking a chunk of this brick and looking at it. Told you the specs of the house. You guys looked it up. We told you what it's worth. It was estimated, blah, 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 just like your guys' homes, right? 100%. You insured us sight unseen, like everyone always does. They should probably stop doing that because their job as an insurance company is to replace our homes spec by spec, pre-storm condition. And they are not doing that.
At all.
And all of my neighbors and billions of people all over this freaking world are being screwed right now because it's the biggest scam other than taxes in our entire American history. It's the ultimate lie. Here's another thing. In the state of Indiana, by the way, if you're a listener in Indiana, I'll give you 2 facts just because it's fun. I'll give you one thing about Indiana, and then I'll say another weird random ad fact. Okay?
An ad fact.
Ad fact. In Indiana, it's state law to do 10% of your home value for outside dwellings, meaning garages, pools, sidewalks, any kind of structures you have like sheds, anything like that for your outside house. Take what your house is, take 10% of that. Can 10% of the value of your home replace things if they're blown away by a tornado? You can contact your insurance company and you can raise that up. But as younger people who weren't educated on any of this stuff, had no idea that was the case. And we are going to have to pay out of pocket for a lot of things that happen on the outside.
Because our pool alone
that we
is
thought was insured.
over that.
So we're $40,000 off the mark. And I have convinced the kids and this one over here, we didn't have a pool before. We don't really need a pool. Let's fill the fucker in with dirt. Garden it up. Half pipe. Anything. And that's the face I get right there.
Because we haven't got to enjoy it. That was our
Which is
summer.
why there's nothing
that
to
was
miss.
our summer. And then
There's nothing to miss.
the tornado just comes and shits
Hey,
on all my
you want to
dreams.
make God laugh, you
I
make
want to be a
plans.
mermaid. Stupid tornado.
Listen, but here's the other fun fact. Not in Indiana, by the way. There's 3 states this doesn't fly in. And I'm really bummed because I found out Indiana is one of the 3 states. But look it up for yourself to see if it's your state. If you bury someone, as in a funeral, bury someone on your yard, like say, for instance, a loved one passes away and you bury them on your land now becomes a non-taxable piece of land. You'll never have to pay property taxes ever again. Boom.
Are we? Did you say we weren't or we are?
We are not. Otherwise, I'd be killing people and burying out their asses out there, man.
Damn it.
Pet Cemetery style. Like, they come back. They be coming back. Thank you guys so much. We're going to be back with actual pods, not just conversations. But isn't that what pods are?
Yeah, they're just conversations.
We're just conversation. We're just talking.
We're just
we missed y'all.
conversating.
No, thank you guys for your patience and stuff. I've got a slew of guests we had to push off the last couple months. Yeah, we're going to talk about like how the fact that aliens are real now and no one cares. Good night.